Hey folks, Mobile Geezer out here with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and I just wanted to give you a little video. Gave you a short one yesterday from the car, but I wanted to take it out in the park all by itself, no comparison this time, and let you guys see what some of the video looks like. So this is the front-facing camera, 1080p, 30 and 60 frames per second. So let's see if I can change this on the fly, and I guess you can't. Alright, so I'm going to change this to 60 frames per second and let you see what that looks like. So now we're shooting at 1080p, 60 frames per second. You guys let me know if you see any difference, and of course, as always, let me know what everything looks and sounds like. And I'm going to turn it around and let you see the rear cameras, and we'll do some 4K also. So here we are on the rear camera, 1080p, 30 frames per second, and let's try a little zooming in and see what that looks like. Okay, there's 7 times zoom. Kind of unusual. Most of the time you see 5 times zoom or 10 times zoom, but we've got 7 times zoom on the rear camera here. Let's pull it back a little bit. Okay, it's 2 times zoom. Pulling it back to normal. And then there is a wide angle 0.7. Again, kind of unusual, I think. But I'm going to take this for a walk, let you guys see what the stabilization looks like. Since I'm not comparing this with another camera today, we won't do the focus testing until I get to a comparison. I don't know what the stability is like on it. This is my first time actually shooting a video and walking with it at the same time. And I keep hitting the ground with my monopod. Alright, I'm going to change it over to 1080p 60 frames per second. So here we are at 1080p 60 frames per second. Unusual. Got some of the ducks over on this side. So let's zoom in on them a little bit. There's 2 times zoom. There's 4 times zoom. And there's 7 times zoom. Looks pretty clear to me. Not much distortion at all as far as I can tell looking here. Looks pretty great to me. Let's take it back to normal. And there's your 0.7 wide angle. Set it back to normal, and we'll take a little walk at 60 frames per second. Nice sunny day. I guess it's about 55 degrees right now. I gather we're going up to about 60, which means after I get done with this, I'll be heading out on my bicycle to take my ride. So here we are by the creek. A little panning around as usual. now we'll take it on the other side, where most of the ducks probably are, and we'll try some 4K. So here we are by the pond, 4K, 30 frames per second. You can see the ducks out there. Try zooming in a little bit. There's 2x zoom. There's 4x zoom. There's 20x zoom, which we can do on 4K. Oh, that's really clear. And very little distortion as far as I can tell. So let's bring it back. And there it is, the 0.7 wide angle. So now I'm going to put it up to 4K 60. So here we are at 4K 60 frames per second. I did find out when I had it at 4K 30, when I switched over, I was still in the 0.7 wide angle, and it did not let me change it to 60 until I put it back to just normal 1x zoom. So good to know. So this will do 2x zoom. I have a button to hit for 2x zoom. Now at 30 I had a button to hit 2 and 4x zoom. Just have the one button here, so let's see what happens if I go all the way in. And that goes up to 7x zoom, but doesn't do 20 like it did at 4K 30. So I'm slowly learning. Let's pull it back to 1x zoom. And now we'll put it back on the front camera, and I'll show you what it looks like at 4K on the front, which I think will only do 30, not 4K 60. So back on the front camera, this time in 4K, and it's 30 frames per second. On the front, it doesn't look like there's any 60 frames per second for 4K. So that's my first initial testing of walking around with the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and hopefully this will give you guys a good idea of what the video is like. Looking at the screen here, it looked great even when I zoomed in, so we'll find out when I transfer it over to the computer later and upload it. I'll be doing some comparisons very soon, but I just wanted this first one to let you guys see just what the video was like all by itself. And I'll probably start with putting it up against the Pixel 5a. So, as always, comments are welcome. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.